Yeah, I'm ready to go.
We're going to start off week 3, KFFL Fantasy Football. I'm James, a.k.a. Playmakers.
I'm Frank, Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
All right, so first, I guess, real quick, let's start off with what was your surprise of the week or interesting thing of the week?
Man, let's talk about so many interceptions across the league this week between quarterbacks.
Yeah, mine's the same thing. It's just so many pick six.
Is it the defense is stepping up or bad passing we're talking about here?
It's a combination of bad passing and bad catching because there were so many pick six that bounced right off the receiver's hands up in the air. And then, of course, the cornerback's behind them, so they just snagged it.
A little juggling right up there.
Yeah, there was just so much of receivers. There was some receiver that had multiple drops that should have been touchdowns. Marquise Brown. If you saw the Ravens game, and he had Lamar Jackson hit him with bombs right in his hands, wide open, drop.
Slipped through the fingers.
He dropped it 3 times. 2 of them were guaranteed touchdowns. One of them probably would have been a touchdown too.
I think he might be overthrowing the ball. I think that might be more Lamar Jackson.
No, man.
You don't think
because
so?
when you see the replay, it's not like he's diving or stretching. It's like a little, almost like a breadbasket type of pass, and he's just bloop. Or it'll be like a pass where he's catching like this, where you definitely should catch those, and no.
At least we know Lamar Jackson can throw too now. But everything in football, besides that, Justin Herbert, surprise quarterback, looking as good as he did last year in fantasy, also looking good against Patrick Mahomes this week. Pretty awesome matchup. That whole division's firing up. Can't believe it.
I still don't believe the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not a Raider believer.
You don't believe it?
No.
I believed in Derek Carr 5 years. I think this year we're riding that train. Let's see what happens in the AFC.
I feel like they're going to play some real teams, and then they're going to have problems.
Oh, wait till they have to play Patrick Mahomes 2 times, and we'll see what happens.
Wait till they got to play the Chargers, see what happens. No, I don't believe in the
Who's
Raiders.
the other team in that division?
Broncos.
Yeah, they're
the
3-0 too.
Yep. They got they probably got the best defense out of that division. But they also probably have the worst offense in that division too.
Yeah.
Their offense has been playing okay, but
It's decent, but
it's not nearly as good. Teddy Bridgewater has been actually tearing it up over there.
still putting up like 250 yards above or under, shy under. I think he had 1 interception last week. If not, still won the game. Solid quarterback since Carolina Panthers and that 6-week stretch with the Saints when he was helping out with Drew Brees got hurt 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Solid
but
dude.
who's the Carolina's quarterback now? Sam Arnold?
Sam Darnold.
Who is playing heck well. So that makes me think the Jets are just a bad team. You know, they're a bad organization.
This comes to what I said last year. Moving the quarterback to a different team has done wonders. Let's look at Matt Stafford going to Cooper Kupp over there on the Rams.
Yeah, that's true.
The Rams look like a real deal too.
Well, Lions are also a bad organization. Like, they're an organization that's known for losing.
Jets and Lions take pride in doing bad. Do they? I don't know. All right, let's talk about week 1 matchups.
Yeah, let's talk about the matchups.
All right, week 3.
So this first one is going to be the Swine Riders versus the Playmakers. 141.5 for the Riders, 86.2 for the Playmakers. 0-3 Playmakers. And what Swine Riders? 2-1.
2-1.
So, you know what? The Swine Riders, everybody on his team showed up. And on my team, no one showed up except for the quarterback.
Except for Tom Brady. What you're going to expect for Tom Brady.
Well, Aaron Rodgers, I can take 18 points, but everybody else, man.
I expect more out of Aaron Rodgers every week.
It's just slacking. And my running backs, I'm turning into, like I said, I turn into 49ers. 49ers just destroying running backs, and so is the Playmakers. This is going to be the 4th running back that goes into IR from my team, and I'm about to start some scrubs.
You got a lot of players underperforming unexpectedly, especially Tyler Lockett, who's been having pretty decent games. So
all of those guys, Samuels and McLaurin. Samuels and McLaurin hadn't scored less than 10 points all season, and boom. And then Gronk got hurt. That's why he only got 5.5. Luckily, he's not super hurt. He's coming back, but he did get hurt, and he got pulled out of the game. And I was like, man, this ain't my year. This ain't my year.
The only big miss for the Swine Riders I see is Amari Cooper, only with 2.6 points.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Not a big failure. Still
even Trey Sermon getting 9.4, that's over projecting because he wasn't even projected to get that much. You know, so everybody killed the
Browns defense too. Chicago did that to themselves. Let's just say that.
Oh, Justin Fields. Guess who has Justin Fields?
Who?
Me.
Nice. Alrighty.
All right, let's go to
the next matchup. The next matchup is Nothing is Sacred with 135.8 points, going up against the Bounty Hunters, who only made 95.1. Let's talk about Nothing is Sacred. Went over projection. Most of his players came out. Justin Herbert, who had a monster game against Patrick Mahomes, came out. Daniel Jones. I mean, he's an average quarterback. I'm not gonna say he's good or bad.
Yeah, but it's pretty good. He got Daniel Jones real late, and he's pulling through. He got more than Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? So.
But both his running backs doing all the work. The wide receiver game's not doing too much.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, the only piece on that Chargers, only wide receiver that was working it this week for him. Got him taken care of. Cortland Sutton. He was sharing the ball with somebody else on the Broncos. He didn't get as many targets. Tim Patrick.
Yeah, that's the guy he should have got because he's the number 2, not Sutton. But Sutton was projected to be number 2 throughout the off season stuff. Tim Patrick was supposed to be number 3, and that's kind of how it was too at the first game. But now that I can't remember the name of that receiver that went down from the Broncos, but since that guy went down, Tim Patrick has stepped up.
It's not.
Matter of fact, Tim Patrick's looking so good.
Is it Emmanuel Sanders?
No, Sanders went. He's on the Bills now, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember who it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither.
But Bounty Hunters, man, had a lot, kind of like my team. A lot of his players went way under projections. So he's got a lot of low scores for quite a few people.
Yeah, his wide receiver game's underperforming. I mean, the only thing that was bad besides the wide receiver is just Miles Sanders, who lost against Dallas Cowboys. Strong defense.
Miles Sanders, the Eagles. Do the Eagles not want to run the ball? That's what it is.
It's a lot of Jalen Hurts confidence.
I think they ran like 3 times. That's horrible.
And then Jalen Hurts had how many interceptions that game?
It was just so bad.
They got practice between running and passing the ball.
And it was against the Cowboys, too, out of all teams, which is funny to me.
That's what hurt them. They were getting into a big quarterback.
The Bounty Hunters guy, his favorite team is the Eagles. So,
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to say this right now.
So he knows how I feel. I lost in fantasy football, and the 49ers lost.
I put $100 on y'all, so I lost. So...
But
hey, but look
at least
at
the 49ers got hope. I don't got much hope for the Eagles.
Last thing to point out, Patrick Mahomes on the Bounty Hunters was going up against Justin Herbert on Nothing is Sacred. Yep. Really great quarterback matchup to see play out on fantasy.
Beat him in the quarterback matchup and in the game.
That's a real stinker.
It's a double beatdown, combo beatdown. Let's go to matchup number 3. All right, so here we got the fluffy little bunnies with 85.6 and Osable Moose with 102.4. Bunnies, like me, 0-3. Moose is 2-1. And
the biggest drop, Damian Harris, 10 points.
Yeah, and we can't not mention DeAndre Hopkins as well. What happened to the Cardinals?
I think they got cocky for that game against Jacksonville because they thought they were a bad team.
Yep.
They did that. Was it 62-yard field goal attempt ended up being a 109-yard touchdown return?
That's exactly what they get.
Hey, man, that's an unnecessary punch to the teeth to the team you think you can destroy for no reason.
They should have, too. And the only, what's a real bright spot with Bunnies is that Jamar Chase guy. That guy has turned out to be a superstar wide receiver. Way better than I thought he was going to be.
Another under projection that kind of got to me is Noah Fant. Noah Fant's been a steady tight end over the years. Just a bad week. We'll just give it to that.
Yep. And her number 1 draft pick, Delvin Cook, was out. Her replacement, Madison, did pretty good, though, 17.1.
Okay.
But that kind of sucks when your number 1 gets hurt. I know how that feels. But Moose was able to pull it out, just scoring just enough, to score more. Look at that. And AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown did get hurt, though. That's probably why he's got that low score.
Which we can't really count that against him.
And then 49ers defense, that let them down. It let everybody down. That was a 49ers fan and that had 49ers defense.
Now, 2 things about this game I'm going to say. Both quarterbacks, young guys, do it well. Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, fucking amazing. I love it. But the other thing, I'm going to take back my comment I said a couple weeks about Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, eat some crow.
Man, they were beating him this game. He got over 20 fantasy points. I was watching that last night. I was like, God bless. He looks like the one we were projecting.
Yep.
Looks like a top 5 running back for the league.
I felt like they were like the Cowboys were like, we need to get Zeke back on track, so we're going to feature him in this game.
And then the Eagles didn't run a damn thing.
yeah, that also
Zeke
helps.
was the star runner of the game last night, y'all.
Yep.
This matchup between the Big Green Meanies and Mike's Mafia. Big Green Meanies winning with 102.7 going up against 114.1. Let's talk about Matt Stafford on the Big Green Meanies, pulling in almost 30 points. Hand in hand with Cooper Kupp, both having a great season together. I don't know what's going on. Just moving the quarterback, but no one's keeping an eye on Cooper Kupp the way they should be.
There's a story going on in the offseason. There's a shot of Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford like getting breakfast together, and they're like, breakfast every morning. And so now people are saying, because they ate breakfast together, they got this connection that's killing it. And it may be, maybe all receivers need to start eating breakfast with their quarterbacks so they can get, almost 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
QB receiver relations. One thing that other teams need to look at is how they should just do man-to-man coverage or 2-man on top of Cooper Kupp if they really want to break this up.
What's nice too is Tyler Higbee, the tight end, got a touchdown in there. I mean, Stafford he's definitely hooking everybody up, but I think Robert Woods is the guy that's kind of like not getting his due. He's the one guy getting left out of there.
But the Rams have all these great pieces spreading out the points. Big Remains has 2 of those pieces going with a great quarterback. Let's see how it plays out throughout the season and holds him out towards
He got 3. He got Tyler Higbee too. He has that tight end.
Well, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Tyler Higbee.
He got these.
He's spreading to those 2 guys.
He's all in with the Rams. Man, the Mafia had a pretty good game too, but it's just when you got monster games from 2 guys like that, and you only get 1 monster game,
Man, he's still able to put the points on all 3 of them together.
He still had good games, man. Adams had a good game. Cousin had a good game. It's just Gordon had a decent game.
Yeah, both Packers players had a good team. Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams? Both over 10 points. Well, Aaron Jones 15, Devontae Adams 19.
Yep, but just Meanies just scored more. What's Meanies? I can't see the records. What's Meanies' record?
Big Meanies is 2-1.
And then Mafia
is 1-2. One thing that did fail on both of them is both defenses scoring under 5 points. My Pittsburgh defense didn't show up in Cincinnati.
They had an interception, but they gave up the points.
So many picks going on this week.
Yeah, they weren't one of them that got the pick 6. Neither one of these teams. All right, so let's go to the last matchup.
Which
is the Pigeons versus Army. Pigeons 113.1, Army 119.9. It's a close game. It's not as close as my 0.1 game, but it's still close enough to piss you off.
Kyler Murray, I mean, still putting up the points, underperforming by my standards because I love watching him play, getting cocky over there in Jacksonville.
Yeah, when you get less than 20 points from Kyle Murray, it's kind of a disappointment.
Against Jacksonville.
I mean, Jalen Hurts got 20 points and he looked like garbage.
Yeah, he looked horrible yesterday. And he still put up more than...
Yeah, he still put up more than Kyle.
Hey, fancy fans are happy. Philly fans aren't. Sorry, y'all.
The Army's #1 pick, Josh Allen, came through from finally. He's been underperforming all week.
I know.
This week.
Predicted all year. And this is what we've been waiting for, y'all.
I felt like the Bills were like bullying that team too. Yeah, they were just destroying.
They were just ramming it down their throats, killing it.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a pretty decent game by both teams, but they both had like a couple of letdowns to keep their score down. They could have easily scored like 130 points if they had like decent games from their defense, their tight end. They both had a bad receiver, Robbie Anderson.
Oh yeah,
Shepard.
Big drop. He wasn't even hurt at all. And TJ Hawkinson not getting as much. He actually came out the same year as Noah Fant into that draft class. Both steady tight ends, both rough weeks.
That's a problem with having a player on the Lions, though, because the Lions are so bad and their coaching so bad that you never know. Your star player might get written out of the game plan because they don't know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, they just take pride in being bad. But the other thing is, both teams have steady running backs. The only one that suffered a lot was Montgomery, but that's because that Chicago's offense, for some reason, struggling so bad to where the kicker had more yards than the rest of the offense.
It was just
don't understand.
Combination of Justin Fields and a a bad game plan.
Bad, just defense killing it.
All right, man. So that's the end of the matchups. So let's get into the MVP and the dog of the week. So you can go ahead and do which one you want to do, the MVP or the dog?
I'm gonna go ahead and do the MVP of the week.
Okay.
MVP of the week is who's our MVP?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Oh yeah, the guy we love. Yeah. We've been projecting him for 3 weeks to be the best. But we've been shining my light on Kyler Murray being the best quarterback right now, in my opinion. But he put up over 35 points. Josh Allen, who's supposed to be projected all season as the top scoring quarterback for fantasy, came through 4 touchdown passes. Man,
came through for Army for sure. That was Army. He had the number 1 pick in the draft, and that's who he picked was Josh Allen. So finally, it pays off. So now let's go into the dog. And the dog of the week is Damian Harris from the Bunnies.
Was that 10 points about?
Yeah, he was projected 11.1 and he got 1.1. And really, the Bunnies should have like a combo dog because DeAndre Hopkins also 9 points dropped. He was projected 11.2 and got 2.1.
He was like the second biggest drop in margin.
That's bad to have 2 players with so low projections.
Which
that didn't get hurt. Remember?
Didn't hurt them.
They're not hurt. So they just had horrible games. I never thought that Hopkins' low floor would be a 2.1 game, but I guess anybody can have a low floor game when it comes to football nowadays.
Look at Amari Cooper under 4 points.
Yeah, but Amari Cooper's kind of hurt. That's why he's got that rib issue. Mm. All right. Well, any other football talk?
Let's just see what happens with the pass game on quarterbacks. I want to see what happens with my quarterback, Pittsburgh. We still need to find a home for Cam Newton.
I don't know.
I don't think anyone's going to find a place for him.
I don't think the Steelers are going to pick up Cam.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about somebody take care of him. God bless him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody's picking up Cam.
But other than that whole, like I said earlier, that whole Raiders division with the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers, that's gonna be the most fun to watch this year besides Kyler Murray.
I still like my division with the 49ers.
So
the Rams and
tight group,
Seahawks and the Cardinals.
Tough loss.
Yep, I can't believe. Well, I can believe it. It's Aaron Rodgers, and I knew all they gotta do is get in field goal range.
They play Aaron Rodgers later this season, so
it was the 49ers' fault. They had plenty of chances of putting that game away, but interceptions and just bad play. But I guess I'm just ready to move on from week 3. Week 3 was horrible for me and my fantasy team, and
all these teams are starting to get the cobwebs off. They're starting to get the plays out there, and they're looking like the way they should. The only other big shocker was the Bucs lost to the Rams. That's because
that wasn't that big of a shock. I knew it was going to be a tough game.
It'd be a tough game. I didn't think they're going to lose like that.
Yeah.
But this goes back to my other theory of just moving a quarterback somewhere else. For some reason, it's doing wonders on a lot of teams out there.
Yep.
Sam Darnold, Matt Stafford, and then Teddy Bridgewater. And there's got to be one more guy I'm looking at. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. You can say James Winston if you want.
James Winston is inconsistent.
Yeah, he is. That's how he's always been. He's a 40 touchdown, 40 interception guy.
Yeah, but this week he looked good. Last week he looked bad. And this is what's going to happen. We're going to have James Winston lose one game, win one game, lose a game, win one game. It's going to be, and then he's going to get a tie in the last game, week 17. He's going to do the perfect divide. He did his own 30 for 30, and he's going to get the perfect divide.
I think the Saints don't even have a choice. They have to roll with James Winston because that heel guy, he just must not be a quarterback. They just put him in to run. That's it.
We'll see what happens.
All right, man.
That's the week.
Yep.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.